Imagine this: a passenger at a U.S. airport, calmly strolling through TSA security, carrying a giant live lobster in a clear plastic bag. The crowd? Stunned. The TSA agent? He just waves it through like it's no big deal. Sounds impossible, right? But it happened. And that's only the beginning. From falcons sitting in first class, to medieval swords making it past airport checks, to something so shocking, so bizarre, you'll have to stay till the very end to believe it. Trust me, the last item will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about air travel. Welcome to Travel Unlocked, the channel where we peel back the curtain on air travel, revealing the untold rules, the strange loopholes, and the bizarre stories airlines would never want you to know. If you've ever wondered just how far airport security's rules can really stretch, you're in the right place. Buckle up, because today we're taking off into the unbelievable. Number 1, giant live lobster. Lobster. Yes, you heard that right. TSA actually allows live lobsters in carry-ons, as long as they're properly contained. In fact, a real passenger once went viral after strolling through Boston Logan Airport, casually holding a clear plastic bag with a massive lobster inside. And here's the kicker: TSA didn't just allow it. They took a photo, posted it online, and proudly captioned it, "Yes, lobsters are allowed." The internet completely lost its mind. Some people laughed, some were horrified, and everyone started asking the same question. If a lobster can fly, what else can you bring on board? Number 2, samurai swords and medieval weapons. Crossed swords. Yes, as unbelievable as it sounds, they're actually allowed in checked luggage. There's even a story of a Civil War reenactor who showed up at the airport with a full-sized rapier. Security carefully examined the sheath, making sure there wasn't any hidden contraband tucked inside, then, after a quick inspection, waved it through. Think about that for a second. A weapon straight out of history, the kind knights and warriors once carried, is legal to fly as long as it's stored the right way. But here's the catch. Try bringing it into your carry-on bag. That's where TSA draws the line. So yes, your sword can fly, but it has to go below deck. Number 3, falcons in first class. Yes, real living falcons. In some Middle Eastern countries, these birds aren't just pets, they're respected companions, even symbols of status. And on certain airlines, like Qatar Airways and Emirates, falcons don't ride in cages. They fly like royalty. Travelers can actually purchase seats, not for themselves, but for their birds. Imagine boarding your flight and finding an entire row of business class filled with majestic falcons, perched calmly beside their owners, staring back at you with piercing golden eyes. It's surreal. For some passengers, it's a shock. For others, especially in cultures where falconry is a deep tradition, it's completely normal. So the next time you think first class is exclusive, remember, there just might be a feathered VIP sitting right beside you. Number 4, a full-size Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Believe it or not, holiday spirit doesn't stop at the terminal. TSA has officially confirmed you can actually carry on or even check in a real Christmas tree. Yes, branches, needles, ornaments if you really want. The whole thing can travel with you. Just picture it, a passenger rolling up to security, dragging a tree through the scanner, while everyone else is clutching laptops and backpacks. And it gets better. Imagine the flight attendants, already juggling tight spaces, now trying to figure out how on earth to fit a Christmas tree into the overhead bin. It sounds like a holiday comedy sketch, but it's real. So if you ever thought airport security was all rules and no cheer, think again, because apparently, even Santa's tree can fly. Number 5, a cremation urn. Funeral urn. This one may surprise you, because while airports can feel chaotic, sometimes they're also places of deep emotion. Grieving families often travel with urns, carrying the ashes of loved ones to their final resting place. And yes, TSA does allow it, as long as the urn can pass through the X-ray machine. That means wood, plastic, or glass is fine. But dense stone or heavy metal, that's where it becomes a problem. One widow once shared her experience. She was nervous, afraid of being stopped or embarrassed. But instead, The TSA officer personally guided her, speaking softly, walking her step by step through the process with compassion. It's a reminder that sometimes behind the rules and scanners, there are real human moments. Even at 30,000 feet, love and memory still find a way to travel. Number 6, lightsabers. Flashlight sparkles. And no, not the real kind, of course. But here's the wild part. TSA actually has them officially listed as allowed in carry-on luggage. That means, yes, you can board a plane with the ultimate weapon of the Jedi Order. When this rule first hit the internet, Star Wars fans across the galaxy practically exploded with joy. Imagine the scene. People showing up at airports, proudly carrying their glowing blades, striking poses in the terminal like they're about to duel Darth Vader. And the best part? TSA's own website even says, yes, you can travel with your lightsaber. They know it sounds ridiculous, and they lean into it. So whether you're flying to Comic-Con or just want to make your trip feel a little more galactic, you can bring your lightsaber. Because apparently in the skies, everyone gets to feel like a Jedi. Number 7, bicycles. Bicycle. Believe it or not, yes, you can actually bring a full-size bike on a plane. No folding tricks, no toy versions, a real grown-up bicycle. The catch? It has to be taken apart, carefully boxed up, and checked in as oversized luggage. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Some airlines treat bikes like regular sporting equipment. No big deal. But others? Oh, they love to turn it into a money-making opportunity. A budget airline once charged a passenger more for his bike than for his own ticket. Can you imagine paying double just so your 2 wheels can fly with you? Travelers have shared stories of landing, heading to baggage claim, and finding their boxed bike rolling down the conveyor belt like it just returned from its own vacation. And yet, cyclists will tell you it's worth every penny, because nothing beats stepping off a plane in a new country, reassembling your bike, and pedaling straight into adventure. Number 8, live fish. Fish. Yes, you heard that right. TSA actually allows passengers to bring live fish in their carry-on. The rule is simple. They just have to be swimming in a clear, spill-proof container filled with water. Picture it. You're boarding your flight, clutching a plastic bag with a goldfish circling inside. The TSA agent gives it a glance, shrugs, and waves you through. Totally legal. Now fast forward a few hours. You're cruising at 30,000 feet, and your seatmate notices a mysterious bag sloshing under your feet. You smile and say, "Oh, don't worry. That's just Nemo." Travelers have shared wild stories of carrying everything from tiny bettas to full aquariums in transit. Yes, aquariums. And while it may sound bizarre, for many pet lovers, it's the only way to make sure their little swimmers stay safe and stress-free. Number 9, a giant wheel of cheese. Cheese wedge. Yes, believe it or not, TSA has absolutely no problem if you want to bring a massive block of cheddar, Gouda, or Parmesan onto a plane. In fact, large wheels of cheese, cured meats, and even whole salamis are completely fine, as long as they're solid. Liquids? That's a no. Cheese? That's a yes. One group of travelers even made headlines after checking an entire suitcase packed only with cheese. Imagine the baggage claim carousel spinning around, and instead of suitcases, here comes a giant, round wheel of dairy rolling along. People stared, laughed, and yes, it passed inspection without a single issue. It sounds more like the setup to a comedy sketch than real life, but it's true. If you want to fly with 20 pounds of brie, TSA will let you. Just be prepared for your luggage to smell like a delicatessen when it comes out the other side. And finally, number 10, a human skull. Yes, you heard that right. People have actually flown with human skulls in their luggage. Imagine standing in the security line, only to discover the bag behind you contains an actual head. Creepy? Absolutely. Unbelievable? Maybe not. Because here's the truth. It is possible. Now before you panic. No, this isn't some horror movie situation. TSA rules allow legally obtained human remains to fly. As long as they're properly documented, even a skull can make it through security. So how is that possible? Well, in certain fields, skulls are bought and sold legally. Medical researchers, anthropologists, and even collectors sometimes purchase human bones through licensed institutions, museums, or regulated suppliers. For example, a university professor transporting a specimen for research, or a museum curator moving artifacts between exhibitions. It's shocking, yes, but also strangely practical. TSA doesn't care if it's a suitcase of clothes or a carefully wrapped skull, as long as the paperwork proves it's legitimate. So the next time you're at baggage claim, remember, that plain black suitcase rolling down the carousel might just be carrying something far more unusual than souvenirs. Okay, now it's your turn. Think about it for a second. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen someone bring on a plane? Was it something that made you laugh? Or something that left you completely speechless? Or maybe, just maybe, you've got an idea of the strangest item that could somehow slip through security? Go ahead, drop your answer in the comments below. Because here's the fun part. Your story could actually be featured in one of our future videos. And who knows? Your little tip might even save another traveler from an awkward or downright hilarious surprise at the airport. So let's recap. You can fly with a lobster, a sword, even a falcon. But the moment you try to bring a simple bottle of water, gone. Confiscated instantly. Why? Well, the truth is the rules aren't always just about safety. Sometimes they're about profit. And that's exactly why, in our next video, we're revealing the top 10 costly airport mistakes travelers make, and how airlines secretly benefit from every single one of them. Trust me, you do not want to miss that. So go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications, because your next trip through airport security is about to get a whole lot easier.